There's 3 blockages that I have found that is in the way in you hearing your intuition, and that's too much noise. That's the number 1 reason. The number 2 reason, there's not enough space. And number 3, the big one, yet it's the most simplest one, is that you don't trust yourself. So number 1 was too much noise. The noise goes on in your head, between your ears, right? If you got too much noise going on there, right, you're not going to feel or hear your intuition. Now that noise in there could be about it could just be your self-talk, it could be stress, it could be anxiety, it could be about the world outside, or it could be about how you perceive the world outside is viewing or perceiving you. There's a lot of noise that can be created there. There's a lot of anxiousness, there's a lot of stress. It can even lead into a lot of depression. So there's too much noise. Number 2 was not enough space. Hey, you know what? I just need some space right now. I need to just retreat and have my own space. Have you ever said that before? And more importantly, what happens? What is your experience when you actually remove yourself from someone or a circumstance that is taking up space from you, and you actually give yourself space? What happens? You feel clear. You come back to your life, to your circumstances, to your story with clarity. Well, that's what space is. Space is the space between all your thoughts. It's being able to, have your thoughts but be present at the same time. Space is about the moment. Space is about here, right now. Right now, in this moment, there's space. Now, sometimes we don't notice that space. Sometimes we don't notice your power, your creativity, your intuition. They all come from space. There's something there in space, and that's one of the things that I actually teach people, is how to find more space. And number 3, the big one, right? You don't trust yourself. How do you expect to follow your intuition? How do you expect to trust your intuition if you don't trust yourself? You've probably had some difficulties in your life. You've probably had some heartbreak, right? Or if you've had failures in your life right now, if you've had emotional pain, this is the perfect experience for you to be able to ignite that fire and use that. You don't want to just, randomly find yourself in a flow state. Randomly, I tapped into the creativity, and randomly I found these solutions. No, it doesn't happen randomly for me. It happens because I decided for it to happen. That's the whole point. At will, which is one of the other things that I actually share and teach in the Intuitive Warrior Challenge, is how you make a decision. Now you think to yourself, well, I know how to make a decision. Yeah, you know how to make a general everyday decision, which is normally half head, half heart, half-hearted, or all head. But most people can't make their decisions fully, completely, wholeheartedly, and that's all heart. And by all heart, I mean it's purely to follow a feeling. Most people can't purely follow the feeling. Most people can't make a wholehearted decision because they require the reason of why I'm following the feeling. But one thing you'll know about love, the real love, one thing you'll know about intuition, if you're someone that actually does follow the intuition, you understand that your intuition, its response to what is happening, and even more, your feeling doesn't have a reason. You're following the feeling because love is, the truth is, you feel this, but you don't know why you're feeling this. I remember once sitting in a cafe and I hear these 2 ladies talking behind me, and one of them starts talking about a big life decision that she wants to make. I hear the word intuition. Her other friend was kind of playing like devil's advocate, like, are you sure you want to do this? Do you know the ramifications if you make this decision wrong? You want to be 100%. And her friend responds to her and goes, yeah, I'm certain. I know I want to do this. I just know I got to do this. Her friend, again playing devil's advocate, turns around and goes, how do you know? And she responds with, I don't know, I just know. And that's the thing about intuition or following the feeling. It speaks to you in a knowing, but there is no reason. That's why it becomes so difficult for people to actually follow their intuition, because it speaks to you in a knowing, right? But because there's no reason, you kind of attach a reason to it, and you just go, well, I think it's you kind of make a pros and cons list, which you can't do with intuition, but people do that and go, well, I think it's going to be beneficial financially. I think it's going to lead me to meeting someone. I think it's going to improve my health. But you see, the risk with that is that you're no longer following your intuition, you're now following the reason, which again is why I call it the Intuitive Warrior, because the warrior part is the part of you that can make the decision despite the story, despite the reasons, despite what other people will think of you, despite your circumstances. Intuition is not reacting to your circumstances, it's responding to your circumstances. It's very different. Half the battle is working out which one is your intuitive voice and which one is your emotional reaction. Then you have this other part of you called your ego, which begins to fabricate a feeling. I can teach you the difference between your intuitive feeling and your emotional reactions. Right there, I'm going to save you over 5 or 10 years of your journey. So when people do the Intuitive Warrior Challenge, it was very important for me to make it very practical and very short. The Intuitive Warrior Challenge is only over 5 days. I want to make it simple. That is one of my knacks, is to take something that's complex and be able to present it in a practical and simple manner. One of the biggest things that I notice in people as they continue to do this work, the Intuitive Warrior Challenge, is they start to notice the change they are looking for in their results or outcome. They start to feel it in themselves, even in the short time of 5 days. Normally what happens is we are looking for the response, we are looking for the feeling in our results or in a particular outcome. If I can attain this outcome, then I would be happy. If I can attain this outcome, then I will feel secure. If I can attain this outcome, then I will feel loved. Then I will feel beautiful, right? And everything is attached to a certain outcome. Now here's the thing, there is an immediate response that you notice as you're continuing through day 1 through day 5. And this response to this change, it's like you notice it get deeper and deeper. The biggest change you're going to notice is in yourself. It releases your attachment you have to the outcome. Because if you're looking for a feeling in the outcome or result in your life, and you begin to experience that feeling in yourself right now, in the moment, in the journey, in your process, you suddenly become less attached in whether this person is giving you affection. You suddenly feel less attached in this outcome or result that's going to make you feel more financially secure. If you think that change is going to happen because of this result or because of that outcome, you don't have the power. You have the power of attachment. And all you're doing is pushing things away, whether it's the finances, whether it's your health. It's almost like becomes like a slippery slope. I can show you through the Intuitive Warrior program that the change that you're looking for is actually right here in you, and you have the power to that change. That's why this work, when you're in a flow state, it's not about making it happen. It's about letting it happen. It's about allowing it to happen. And the only way you can allow it to happen or let it happen is remove the attachment to the things that you thought were going to make you happy or bring you the results or the feeling that you're looking for. And the only way to do that is for you to find the feeling that you're looking for in your outcome and results in yourself. It's your own voice, self-empowerment. There was more to following your heart than just being happy. It's your intuition that allows you to design your life. When you use your intuition, you tap into your creativity. Like right there, creativity is your sense of ability to design your life. And that's what I do. That is exactly what I do through the Intuitive Warrior 5-day challenge program. If you're ready for this, follow your intuition right now. What are you feeling? Click on the button below right now and completely transform your reality. Find those 3 blockages that are in your way, remove those 3 blockages that I'm talking to you about, and transform your reality.